And welcome to the first and hopefully not last Advanced Scouting. My name is Noel Fogelman. I'm here with my really good friends, Dan Petriw and Michael Vartan. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. What's happening, boys?
I'm here. We're ready to go. No, let's. Why don't you describe what we are? Let's, for all the people, the millions that are watching right now. Why don't you tell us what Advanced Shouting is all about?
Wait. My screen's buffering because of the so many viewers.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm correcting myself here. But I guess about 5 years ago, Dan and I host Isles Buzz podcast, and I was driving in the car, and I heard Michael Vartan talking on XM radio about his beloved Kings, and this is, I guess, so they were still good. They were still a good playoff team, and and he sounded like a legit analyst, because you always have these celebrities who are fake, but Michael was unbelievable.
No, we had analysts that were fake. We had some analysts that come on. They're like, "Don't ask me this. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that."
Exactly,
and they work for They're in the national hockey media.
Right, but Michael, he was great. He was breaking down the third line of the Kings and everything and like that. So I'm like, well, let's get him on the air, because we were both fans of his work, and he agreed to come on. And that was 5 years ago, and he can't get rid of us. So
no, we cannot.
Let's all do a show, and here we are. So it's great to have everyone here, and especially Michael.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Talk a little hockey, talk a little sports, talk a little just anything we want, really. Anything the fans want.
That's right. Yeah, if you're watching right now, hit on the comment section, leave us a comment. We'll get to your questions as well throughout the show. And this is a hockey-centric show, but we're still going to talk about everything too. We're just always going to lead with hockey, and most of the show will be hockey. But if there is relevant news in the sports world, we will touch on it.
Absolutely. You can find us on YouTube, searching Advanced Shouting. Facebook, same thing. Also on Twitch, and my personal Facebook page, which has tens of followers, I guess. I don't know. But I guess the first topic we're going to talk about, the NHL. They are currently in phase 2 right now, meaning voluntary workouts, very small in their training facilities, but they announced today that phase 3 is going to happen on July 10th, and that means full training camp in their training facilities. So hockey is inching closer to coming back, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, have we heard about how many preseason games are going to be?
Yeah, have we heard that?
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be 2 preseason games before they get back into business here.
How many groin pulls are going to happen in that game? Those games?
I mean, none of these guys have played, real contact hockey since mid-March, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and it's and even skating, because it's not like this is a traditional off season. I don't think a lot of these guys have rinks in their backyard. A lot of them just watch Pelotons just to keep in shape. So it's really going to be interesting. I know the Islanders started skating, that they were one of the few teams, and I think they could have up to 6 skaters. So it's a very kind of unofficial warm up for these guys, and I'm sure the rest of the organizations are going to follow suit. So it should be interesting to see what happens July 10th when full training camps open up.
Yeah, what I like is that the 24-team playoff format, any team really can get hot and win this, because systems will have not really been in place long enough for them. Obviously these guys have been, playing in the league for years, so they know what they need to do. But it's such the parity in the league is so tight that I could see Columbus beating Toronto. I mean, on talent alone, no, but you never. It's a completely new universe, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome if Toronto went out in the first round again. I mean, Boston, so there wouldn't be any excuses there about the seeding and scheduling.
It would be hilarious. It'd be really funny if Toronto lost in the first round. And Columbus is healthy now. That's one thing that we're not talking about. Seth Jones and Cam Atkinson, who are out for the year, are back now.
Yep.
Yeah. And now let me ask you guys a question. If let's just, because they extended it to do 12 teams per conference. So let's say a team like Montreal, say Chicago, makes a deep run and make it to the finals. Does this kind of give like a black eye to the league, you think, or no?
I don't think so. I think just the fact that all major sports are trying to make a comeback and play out the year. I think fans will understand the complexity of the organizational nightmare that it must be to try and put this together, and it'll be a season maybe with a little asterisk next to it, but not a big one. I think most fans are eager to get hockey back, so in whatever format that is, we'll be happy to see it.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, could like a team like the Canadiens win a round or something like that? Absolutely, but they're not gonna go all the way.
No, they're not.
No,
Pittsburgh's getting Jake Gensel back probably.
Yes.
I'm only saying this because that means that my fantasy team is back in gear soon, and I'm very happy to get him back.
Yeah, and he does damage in the playoffs, and it would just be a shame to see that the Penguins make a deep run, unfortunately.
Right.
But that's what they do. They certainly have the talent and the experience to make a deep run. But a team that I'm sure no one wants to play, especially Carolina, because they, if you just think about it, the Rangers. They were peaking at the right time and they were getting healthy. Do you think that they would ride Lundqvist?
Oof. Oh God, that Bulgarian kid's pretty good, isn't he? I don't know. My father is from Bulgaria, so that's why I like Georgia, or Georgiev, or however you spell his name, pronounce his name. I guess you'd have to, right? You'd have to just. He's got so much experience, and I think there's going to be so much chaos in the first couple of months of how this is going to take place that maybe he can handle it more mentally. But maybe youth, being young and dumb, would serve him well. Who knows? I think I would go with Hank.
I mean, you can make the before I do that, Noel. We're getting reports that we're not on YouTube right now. Just letting you know that
we're not on YouTube. They were already taking us off.
Right? Just giving you a report now. We are on Twitch and we are on Facebook. We are not, for some reason, the YouTube link is not working. So you can troubleshoot that while I run my big mouth. Since you're not looking at your text apparently, or the private chat. Anyway, you have to argue is Lundqvist even? Obviously you would. This is just me being clickbait. Would you even dress him? You can make the argument that Shesterkin is the best goalie on that team right now.
Yeah. No, you know what? I forgot about him. So forget everything I just said.
But Georgiev is a good goalie too. He has proven that the Rangers have a really good problem here, especially next year, right? Because Lundqvist, how many years does he have? He has one more year left in his deal, right?
Yeah, I think he has one more year, and he already expressed no issue about getting traded. He just wanted to stay in New York.
They might have to waive him. They might have to cut him.
They might, or now he might see the writing on the wall and try to dictate where he goes.
Just think how much money you could save if you're paying Shesterkin and Georgiev entry-level deals. You have a couple years to overpay a blue line.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Your two goalies will make like $2.5 million combined. You can take $7-8 million and throw it into a blue line.
Yeah. What happened the following year with the expansion draft? They would probably lose one of the goalies.
I don't think Shesterkin wouldn't be eligible yet. I looked at that already. Shesterkin wouldn't be eligible, so you keep Georgiev.
Okay. All right. Well, that works out for them. Okay.
Apparently, Rangers correspondent Dan Noodles.
Yeah. No more about
it. Yeah, absolutely. But the camps open July 10th, and exciting news. They haven't really talked about Phase 4 yet, which games they're still working on the hub cities. But there's some news. It looks like it's coming out tomorrow that TSN was reporting that Canada is going to lax some of the restrictions, meaning the 14-day quarantine might go away or be some sort of alteration, meaning that one of the Canadian cities likely be one of the hub cities, and everyone is betting, no pun intended, that Vegas will be one of them as well. So it should be interesting to see if it's Toronto, Edmonton. They're going to have an East Coast, sort of West Coast city. So it's going to be interesting to see the hub cities be announced.
Well, I think Vegas makes the most sense because the arena is adjacent to, I believe, 2 casinos or 2 hotels. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2. So you can take that one entire casino. Obviously, you have to work with them and shut it down completely and just make it like the NHL's casino and you could absolutely safely sequester, well, as safe as possible, but sequester players to that hotel, and this way, they're not having any kind of contact with the public. What's weird? What's going to be with are their families going to come with them, or what's going to happen? Because they're going to go 2 or 3 months without being able to be home. You'd have to think there's got to be some kind of stipulation for that as well. And also, because I saw the NBA announced it today, where at the NBA, if you're going to cover the NBA tournament in Orlando, you have to stay there and you can't leave. So all your media is basically going to be locked up for 3 months as well too. So let's sign up for that. Let's go do the show from wherever. Edmonton.
Yeah. I was actually reading if the NHL will plan to kind of like rent out certain restaurants nearby, so the families have someplace to go after rather than just go to the hotel or the rink.
Flavortown, Guy Fieri.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But yeah, so who knows what's going to happen there? But exciting hockey is.
Well, I mean, Vegas, Edmonton, in terms of travel, would be a little easier than Vegas, Toronto.
Right.
But, yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. It's going to be.
I'm sure they're going to use Toronto because they have multiple arenas you can use in Toronto too.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Dan, because there's going to be 12 teams at one location. It's almost going to be like a AA, tournament scenario where it's going to be probably 4 games a day.
Because that arena Markham's done, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Right, and they also have where the Marlies play too. Because if you're playing with no crowd, then who cares how big the arena is?
Right, exactly. As long as it's for TV.
You actually have 3 legitimate arenas in Toronto itself.
Right.
2 20,000 seat arenas, and what the Marlies play like a 9,000, I think, 9 or 10,000 seat arena.
Yeah,
maybe a little bigger than that. So that's perfect. That actually might be better for television.
Yeah, it's like Kraft Hockeyville thing. They play in a 1,500 seater. So.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to our next topic here, Dan.
Yeah, I think what we want to talk about too is it's something we can't ignore. Obviously, the news around the world actually is obviously what has happened in our country in terms of police brutality and racism and all the protests, and now mostly peaceful protests, which is great. We have to every sport, in particular the NHL, examining what they have done to grow their game and what they've done to combat racism. And something we need to ask ourselves is the league doing enough? Now we saw that they started a diversity hockey program.
Diversity.
Yeah, to try and bring some more awareness to all the players and whatnot. But is the league doing enough right now to combat racism? Because we all know it's been an underlying taboo thing that's happened in this sport for decades.
Yeah, I mean, not enough has been done for sure, and I think that George Floyd's murder, that horrendous act, has really sparked. I feel it's different this time. I lived in LA during the Rodney King riots when those cops were acquitted of that horrific beating, and nothing really changed. I feel things are changing. NASCAR banning the Confederate flag. There are little signs here and there, pockets of change. The protests are so multiracial. There's a unity in the country right now that I think understands that the hundreds and hundreds of years of systemic racism. It's 2020. I mean, we are all human beings. It's not to get political, because that's not what this show's about, but it's unfathomable to think that you could judge someone by the color of their skin. And that's easy for me to say because I was born white, and we all know that being born white in this country is a privilege. But to actually go a step further and really think about what it's like to be a Black father having to have that talk with his kid is heartbreaking. And I think that what's happening in the country right now, and like you said, around the world, is really maybe a tipping point where things are actually going to change, and underserved communities are going to get the economic help they need, the social help they need. And hockey's a very tight community. Hockey has been, a racist community. You hear a lot of the Black players who have played in this league who say, yeah, man, it's been bad my whole career. You hear horrible things from the fans, and it needs to just end. We're all human beings, and the color of your skin should not fucking matter. Whether you're black, white, yellow, blue, purple, green, it really doesn't matter. So anyway, that's my take. I'm just slightly hopeful that this is really actually going to affect some change in this country, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I mean, the last week, everyone is waking up to what's happened, and it's really great. And imagine if there wasn't like cell phones, it would still be the same issues we had 30 years ago, and just documented now. It's great, and it's a real change. The NBA also has obviously more of a black, population of the players, and LeBron James also in the forefront, trying to do a voter initiative as well. But the NHL, every team released a statement. The Rangers finally did one.
Some better than others, no.
Some better than others. The New York teams kind of were really lacking there. A lot of the players did, pretty much like a form letter response. Some were really good. Jimmy VC, I thought was really thoughtful and well spoken. Patrice Bergeron. We all know PK Subban, who donated to George Floyd's daughter's fund, the NHL match. I wish every team in the NHL would have matched it as well. I thought that would have gone out. Tyler Seguin, he marched in the protest, which was great. But you get a lot of, I'm not naming players here, but the white privilege. My eyes are now open. I stand with them, but do more than just tweet something out.
Yes,
it's a great time right now. Michael mentioned before. Now the black players, led by Evander Kane, now have kind of an initiative. Let's get real change here, because even Evander Kane was always kind of like an odd man out in the league, so to speak.
That's a good point, though, because you bring up a great point here. Because a few months ago, when the Luc story came out, all these white stars in the league were very, very quiet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that was the time to step up. And look, we know how a lot of these players are. They're human sound bites when they go through the junior system. They're told, don't say anything. Don't say anything. They almost like went to the Derek Jeter school of sound bites, where they give you a sound bite, but they really don't say anything. And they need the white players in this league to take a stand now. They need them to say enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate it. Blake Wheeler had a really good, strong comment as well. That's what they need. They need the big time players in this league saying, we are not going to tolerate this anymore. We are going to promote. We're going to promote the game for all cultures, ethnicities, races. If the league is really, the hockey is for everyone campaign, then the league can have that as a nice little gimmick at nights and everything like that. They need to live it, and the players need to live it. That there's like a fear that players will be blackballed by organizations if they speak out against what's happening in the locker room. If it's almost like if you see something, say something. The best players in this league, when they see things happening, they have to shut it down.
I totally agree. Very well said.
Yeah,
I know players. This doesn't even have to do with race. Actually, I'll tell this story right now. Brendan Witt was playing for the Islanders. And this is when Scott Gordon was the coach, and the players hated Scott Gordon. They absolutely hated Scott Gordon. He was driving them to the ground. He was playing this stupid system where you remember, no, they're always blowing third period leads because they were completely gassed.
Yes, right.
And so Bill Guerin, Doug Waite, and Brendan Witt got together and said, one of us has to challenge this coach. One of us has to do something. And Brendan Witt was the one who stood up, and a week later he was in Bridgeport for the rest of his career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if you're getting sent down over that, imagine standing up. So the league has to do more, and hopefully now with the light being shined on the bullying and the treatment of players in the locker room, hopefully people will start to stand up for themselves, and the league can start to get better. But this whole what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Let's not disturb the cart. That can't fly anymore.
No, that's 60s, 70s train of thought. That can't happen anymore. It's not enough to not be racist. You have to be anti-racist now.
Exactly.
You need to really just not accept it, and that's should be across the board in all sports.
It should be a simple conversation too that we're having here, right? Why is this even a thing? Racism is bad. Let's end it now.
Well, there's a lot of bad apples out there, and that's the problem. So
if there were this many bad apples in an orchard, you would never go to this orchard.
That's true. But no, in closing, I really do feel like, I don't know, I'm really hopeful. And the most important thing we can do is vote in November. That is the most important thing we can do to change the culture that's going on right now. I'm not going to get, like I said, not going to get into politics, but the fact that our president has not yet really come out and addressed this issue and shown empathy or a sense of understanding, or no one can understand if you're not black, you can't understand what a black man's going through.
Right.
But to empathize with their plight and their situation that's been going on for so long, and to not come out and say anything is just a lack of leadership on the most fundamental level, and that's unacceptable. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, we need leadership that brings people together and understands this is a movement right now. This is a moment in time in the United States where things can actually change. Let's fucking get after it.
Yeah, this isn't going away.
No.
And if it makes you uncomfortable, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I mean, this happened over 50 years ago, and not enough happened, not enough changed. So we can't go through this every 50 years. This has to be the final stand.
Someone brought up a good point that there's been a foot on the neck of African American people in this country for 400 years, and now it's been let off. Of course, they're going to be ticked off about it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love all people, but I hate assholes. And
and why are you doing the show with us?
It's more of like a work release, But it's and they come in all shapes and sizes, and people have their preconceived notions about things, and then that's wrong. And unfortunately, that's how you're taught. You're grown up. When you're born, you're just a human. You don't know anything.
No one's born racist. No one is born racist.
No, not at all.
Exactly. And it's a shame that, if you're born into a racist family, that's more than likely what's going to happen to you. And that's a shame. It's a real shame.
I got to take we got a couple comments here, so I just want to bring it out that it's working and we can see them. Michelle Townhill says she's watching us on YouTube. I feel it's not the club, it's itself the problem, but the fans chanting monkey noises every time a black soccer player has possession. It's utterly infuriating. You're right, and a lot of problems with soccer has had major problems, as you know, Michael, with racism. Like there are black players that won't even play in the Italian league, and there's actually been talk that a lot of the African countries want to come together and start their own league because racism's been that bad. But there's other leagues like the Bundesliga has been aggressive when it comes to that. And the Premier League has been aggressive. Like they have banned fans from games. They've played in empty stadiums over racist issues. So I think that's a stand that they take, and you have to make a bold statement. Would the NHL ever do that? Like, you know what? If you're going to do this, you can't come to the game. No fans can come to the game. That's your punishment. Would the NHL ever do that? I think that's a pretty good thing to ask.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like there is change happening right now.
Right. Hopefully for the better.
Yeah. Right. And it doesn't seem like it's just artificial now. It's legitimate change. It's going to happen, and long overdue.
I mean, you see these protests. What is it like? We're going on night 14 or 15 now, whatever, of just people flooding the streets and peace. It's heartwarming to see the support. Long overdue of all cultures, regardless of your religious belief, your sexual orientation. None of that matters. We're people. At the end of the day, we're just all people.
Right.
And it's insane that it's taken this long to have this moment in time to possibly make a change and really affect change. It's insane that the Rodney King thing didn't do it. It's insane. You go again, 300-400 years of oppression, and it's really time for change.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, one thing to segue a little bit here, because which makes this more infuriating, Michael, is the fact that we're coming on the summer now, and with all this happening in the country, baseball's still twiddling its thumbs.
Yeah, well, and it's about money. That's weird. Weird. It's about money. I think we were talking about this the other day. It really doesn't matter to guys like Bryce Harper,
right?
But for the base salary player, the salary cut would be significant. So I understand that it's tough for them, but they are in the 1%, maybe the 0.5% of the entire globe making that kind of money. So go play your game. I play beer league hockey. I pay $2,000 a year to play ice hockey, right? If someone said, we're going to pay you $2,000 a year to play hockey, I'd be elated. These guys are living out their dreams, and they're getting paid enormous amounts of money, even at the league average. This is not going to last forever. This pandemic is going to eventually be, it's going to go away, or there'll be vaccines or cures. This is a game that these kids have been playing since they were 5 years old. Go play the game. Go play the game. That's my opinion, and I understand that some people might disagree with that, but it's one season. It's
right.
Half a season.
I think the players have been pretty flexible so far. I really do. I think that some of the pay cuts have been absurd. Other leagues have not had a problem with maybe losing money this year, but for some reason, these billionaire owners do not want to, lose a dime this year. And a 40 to 50 game season is really absurd. And I think here's the thing that's going to shock both of you. I have more faith in Gary Bettman right now running his league than I do Rob Manfred running his league. I think Manfred is a fucking disaster, and he's terrible for the sport of baseball. Write that down.
Yeah, he kind of dropped in every sense here.
Yeah, Tony Irish just said that. Rob Manfred is giving Gary Bettman a run for his money on who is a more inept commissioner. There you go, Tony.
Yeah. If you look at baseball more than the other sports, they rely heavily on attendance to make it relevant.
Which is part of their problem.
Yeah, and there's no fans this year. It's going to be a big issue for them to make money. I'm not crying over billionaire owners, but over 25 years ago there was the lockout, wiped out World Series, and now there's more competition.
But certainly not more than the NHL, right? I mean, in terms of ratings, MLB ratings are way up compared to
that gap is closing.
Is it?
Stanley Cup games are pulling around 6 to 7, about 5 to 7. That for the American, where playoff, there have been MLB playoff games that are barely getting double digits, 11, 12, where years ago, it was 3 times that.
Yeah, but that's still double the amount.
It still is double, but it's closer than you would think.
Right.
I guess that's my point.
I heard the lowest viewership ever was, of course, Mets-Yankees World Series, because no one cared.
Outside of New York, you're right.
Exactly. But the bigger thing about baseball, and no one really cares about the major leaguers losing money, but how many of the minor leaguers have lost jobs?
Right.
Yeah, they'll make a lot of money. And a lot of the teams, Yankees included, cut majority of their minor leaguers. The Yankees can afford to pay those guys. The Mets too, but we don't know about their owners. But if you look at, say, Minnesota decided to keep all their guys, a small market team.
Kansas City did.
Kansas City as well. I mean,
Then you have guys like David Price and Mookie Betts paying for all the Dodgers minor leaguers, and they've never played a game as a Dodger.
Right, and then good for them, but they shouldn't have to do that. But look, even you, Dan, you work for SNY.
Yeah, I do.
All the hot dog vendors, all the security, all those guys.
Hey, if anybody's watching, I'm kind of unemployed right now. So if you need a show directed, hit us in the comments section. I can direct anything.
Yeah. I get 15% of what Dan makes.
Yep. I'll direct adult videos right now. I'll do anything, whatever you want me to do.
I'll star in them.
Oh, that got weird.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, you know what though? As long as it's not Noel, I think we'll be okay. No offense, Noel.
No, I'm good. Like cameraman or boom operator.
Yeah. Boom op. Yeah. Boom. Keyword boom.
Yeah. He's not the pizza guy, right? Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, that just all right.
All right, we're moving on.
But yeah, let's hope there is some sort of baseball this season because we got to see. But you know what? Okay, what would happen now with the Astro suspensions?
They would have to roll over, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? They have to roll over.
Okay.
Knowing the league, they wouldn't.
Exactly, because Rob Manfred, it's a tool. So let's hope that happens because
I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm a Mets fan, but I do follow the Dodgers because I live in LA and have been here for a long time. But that was just a travesty. That was just it really made me sick to my stomach for them.
Funny thing with all that, Michael, with all this going around right now, everything that's happening in this country, the pandemic, all the problems with sports, we still haven't forgot about you, Houston.
Yeah,
that's right.
Fucking cheaters.
Right.
Yeah,
you're still gonna get beamed. You're still gonna get beamed at every ballpark first pitch.
Yeah, and everyone killed Aroldis Chapman when he gave up that home run because he was smiling because he knew, right. And yeah, that's before it came out. Like he knew that he Altuve knew the pitch, so that's why he was smiling.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
and changing your jersey.
I'm wearing a wire, bro. I'm wearing a wire.
It's a bad tattoo. Come on.
Witness protection program. What the hell's going on?
Like Goodfellas, dude. I'm mic'd up.
Yeah. All right. So we got a new segment, I guess. Everything's a new segment on this show.
Everything's a new segment, yeah.
I got a funny story for you. Being it's not that funny. But so this is,
way to oversell
it. This is during my Alias years. I took. Funny enough, I took the boom operator, Bobby, from Alias, and a couple of the crew guys to a Dodgers Mets game at Chavez Ravine, and I was wearing my hat backwards. And at one point, it wasn't on the broadcast, but in stadium, they panned to me and they said "Star of Alias," and there was an amazing amount of applause. I couldn't believe a few people were applauding. And then I realized they thought I was a Dodgers fan because I had my hat on backwards. And I did this. I said, no. And I turned it around. And then 50,000 people started booing me. And David Wright was playing third base. I was right there on the third base line. And he looked at me and went like this. And then after the game, during the game, I was like, will you sign a ball for me? He's like, yeah, sure. So the game ends. Teams go back into the dugout. He comes running back out with the game ball signed for me. We exchanged numbers, and next time I went to New York, I was at Shea Stadium watching batting practice next to these. David Wright is a legend.
Class act. He used to live in the same complex where my parents lived. And he used to jog by my dad's house, and he always said hi to him. He was just a super, super class act. Love David Wright.
Yeah, but just that moment when I turned because for people who don't know, the Mets got their colors from the
Dodgers
and Giants.
Giants, yeah.
Exactly. So it is Dodger blue, basically, kind of. The Dodgers, whatever. But when I turned my hat around and they saw the New York logo, they booed. Being booed by 50,000 people is so exciting. It's wonderful.
A good comment just came up. Tony Irish said, loved Alias. I was more of a fan of Jennifer Garner, though. Sorry, Michael.
No problem. I was too.
All right, so let's get to our trivia segment now. We're calling it Face Off. Each week, one person, another person. Yep, Jennifer Garner for life. We've hit a nerve. One person will host each week. This week, I'm going to host. The matchup is between Noel and Michael. I will name a question, and you guys have to start answering it. And the first wrong answer is over, though. If you answer incorrectly, the game is over, and then that's it. So don't answer incorrectly. All right, the question today is.
Wait, who gets to start? I should get to start.
You can start.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. All right. Can you name which NHL player scored 20 goals with one franchise in at least 10 seasons? So 10 seasons, 20 goals, one franchise. All right, Michael, you begin.
Wait, my brain just froze. 20 goals.
20 goals over the course of 20 goals a season for 10 years with one franchise.
Okay. Can he, because I have I have a lock right now on one guy, but I have to know, can he have gone to another team in between?
Yes, I'll allow that. I'll allow that. So start at one franchise, go somewhere else, and then go back to the same franchise? Yes, I'll allow that. Yes.
So I'm going to go with someone, the team I know, Luc Robitaille.
Correct. Luc Robitaille is on here. He did it 12 times with the Kings.
All right. I mean, I guess I have to go Mike Bossy.
Yes, Mike Bossy. He did it 10 times for the New York Islanders.
Marcel Dion.
Yes, Marcel Dion is here somewhere. Hold on a second. He did it 12 times with the Kings. No.
I mean, I guess I have to. It's an easy one. Alex Ovechkin.
Yes, Alex Ovechkin, 15 times with the Capitals.
That was one of mine. Guys who have,
There's 69 people on this list, so you guys should have
guys who have only played for one team. Mario Lemieux.
Mario Lemieux is here, yes. 12 times for the Penguins.
Only 12. Oh yeah. He was sick for a while.
I will say Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr, 11 times for the Penguins.
Come on, I was going to ride the Penguins train.
You're missing number 1.
Oh, of course.
Gordie Howe.
There you go. And you're missing number 2, which you might not know that he did this many times with one franchise.
All right, I know the guy. I guess I'll say it. Steve Yzerman.
Steve Yzerman is here. He's not. He's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He did 15 times.
Okay.
15. Wow.
Yep.
I'm not sure about this one, so I'm gonna. Dave Taylor.
Dave Taylor here, yes, 12 times for the Kings. You're playing to your strengths.
I'm playing for the guys I know.
Right. All right, I'm going to pull a little wild card here. I'm going to say Gilbert Perreault.
Yes, Gilbert Perreault is number 6 on this list. 15 times for the Sabres. That's a nice one, Noel.
Thank you.
He only ever played for Buffalo.
That's right.
That really inspired Rod Gilbert.
Rod Gilbert is here somewhere. Yes, 12 times for the Rangers.
Okay,
I'm doing well. That's doing well.
Yeah, probably one of Dan's all-time.
Hey guys, no help from the comments. I see that. No help from the comments.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Guys, no look at the comments here.
Where are we? I don't see any comments.
Oh, you have to click over the live comments.
Upper right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Don't look. Actually, you know what, Vartan? Go ahead. You can look.
I'm gonna say your boy Ron Francis.
Oh, fuck Ron Francis. 14 times for the Whalers/Hurricanes, and one of my least favorite people in the entire world.
I figured. Okay.
Ron Francis, really?
Yeah, he's a fucking dick. I've met him multiple times. Each time he was an asshole. Then when he came back as a Penguin, he was an even bigger dick. Every true Whaler fan like myself knows that the balls of that team was Kevin Dineen. The heart and soul of that team was Kevin Dineen. Fuck Ron Francis. He's a compiler. Wow. He's the Emmett Smith of hockey.
Tell us how you really feel.
I don't like him. Hope he's watching. Hey, good job getting fired in Carolina too, Ronnie. While your coach is beating up people. All right, so you hit a nerve. Okay, go ahead, Noel.
I just went.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Michael. I'm all right.
Okay.
Noel, did you say Jagr?
He did. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey, there is a current LA King on this list.
Kopitar.
There you go.
He's scary because he's always between 15 and 30 goals.
I know. Hey, Noel, you can see who I want to win here.
Yeah, of course I know. It's a road game for me, and I'm hosting it. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to say Joe Sakic.
Joe Sakic, number 2, 17 times. All right, you guys are doing great.
Bobby Hull.
Bobby Hull is on here, yes. 13 times.
All right, I might as well say his son, Brett.
Yep, Brett Hull's on here. Only 10 times, but yes. He did bounce around towards the end of his career.
For a lot of teams, yeah.
Yep.
Stan Mikita?
Stan Mikita is here. He was up pretty high. Yep, 14 times.
All right, well, I guess we'll continue with the Blackhawks and say Patrick Kane.
Yes, Patrick Kane's on here 13 times. Did not realize that until I saw that.
Right.
Ooh, Jonathan.
There are other Blackhawks on here. We're going to run on Blackhawks right now.
Jonathan Taylor would be a tough one. I don't. Oh,
did you say, yeah, I'll take it? Jonathan Taylor is on here.
Oh, thank you. I was literally about to back out.
12 times.
Man.
12 times.
Yep.
God. You're like Angel Hernandez here.
I am the Angel Hernandez. Well, when you lose today and you host next week, you can be hard on me.
Throw a challenge flat? Okay. Mike Modano.
Mike Modano is number 4, 16 times.
Yeah. Did you say Mike Bossy?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Brian Trottier.
Yeah, yes, 13 times.
Very good. Okay. Steven Stamkos.
Yes, very good. 11 times. You guys are doing great.
Vinny LeCavalier?
Yes, he's on here 12 times.
I'm trying to think of guys who played for like the least amount of teams.
Right.
I mean, I can't believe no one said him already. Rocket Richard.
Yep, definitely on this list 14 times.
Guy Lafleur.
Guy Lafleur on this list 13 times. Wow, you guys are doing great.
Jerome McGinley.
Yes, Jerome McGinley 14 times with Calgary.
Ooh. How about
you still guys do not? The number 3 on this list is still not been said.
number 3, huh?
Mm-hmm. Legendary Hall of Famer. Center.
Oh my God.
You guys are also forgetting a lot of players in the mid 80s.
I'm gonna go back. I think he played enough years in Detroit. Fedorov.
Yeah, he's on here 12 times.
Nice.
Okay. Brian Bellows.
Nice. That was good. 10 times. I like that one.
Holy shit, that is.
Yeah.
I
I didn't expect this to still be going on.
Wait, hold on.
Is this my white flag here? Jesus. Bellows. Oh my God. God, Theo Fleury. Did he play enough?
Yep, Theo Fleury's on here.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hold on. Theo Fleury did it 10 times.
Woo, that was close.
Okay. Still Clavier. Martin St. Louis.
Yes, 10 times for St. Louis.
Oh wow, I would not have thought him.
Still a few active players you're missing here.
Active players.
And a couple I can't believe you haven't said yet.
Malkin.
Yep. So I know what's coming next.
Did I say him right?
No. Crosby. Yep, there you go. Crosby. Malkin and Crosby, 12 times each.
Okay.
Pat Falloon. Just kidding. Oh God. Okay. Wow. Now my brain is getting really fried. Let me see. LA Kings. I think I. Dustin Brown. No, he's no.
No more Kings on here.
Okay, good to know. Thanks. Is there a time? There should be a ticker.
There's going to be a time coming in soon. You're not quite there yet.
Let me.
Like I said, you're missing a lot of players in the mid 80s and mid 90s.
Mark Messier.
Yes, 10 times.
Timo Solani.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
11 times.
Think of him. Yari Curry.
Yes, 10 times.
Bobby Clark.
Yes, 10 times.
Nice. No, he didn't play long enough. Lindros, he didn't play long enough.
No, he did not. No.
I do not say that.
No, I didn't hear it.
Let me go back to real quick. I said Milan Hajduk, yeah?
You just did, and it's correct. 10 times. This game is rigged against Noel.
Yeah, totally. Did I say Matt Sundin?
You did not, but now you did. I'll take it. 13 times.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what? Some people are commenting. I'm going to take their comments and cross them off the list. Stan Mikita was already said, but Patrice Bergeron was not said, and I'm going to take that. He's coming up. Patrice Bergeron coming off the list. Good job, Townie Irish.
Oh, damn it.
I like in the comment section, if you guys think it's someone, put it down before they do, and I'll take it off the list. It's less for them.
And then are you going to give it to Vartan? Is it a correct answer?
No.
I'm not watching the list. God, I want to go Joe Thornton so bad, but he's an assist guy, so I'm not going to go with him.
Who did he pass to, though, Vartan?
What?
Who did he pass to for all those years?
In Boston or in...
No, in San Jose.
In San Jose.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Noel's so pissed at me right now. Oh, come on, dude.
Patrick Marleau?
Yes. 14 times.
14? Oh,
14. Wow. Yes.
What?
All right, go ahead, Noel.
We still haven't gotten number 2 on the list?
You still have not gotten number 2.
That's insane.
Or number 12.
Number 2. Jeez.
You're gonna get pissed when you guys get pissed once again.
Of course. Patrick Elias?
Yeah, he's on this list 10 times.
What?
Yeah, that is awesome. You pulled that one out of your ass.
That is a great pull. That is a great pull.
No Rick Vibe, Michelle. No Rick Vibe.
I'm on
he already said.
That's a great pull. Okay. Yeah, I'm drying out here, boys.
You guys are doing fantastic.
Let me think. I'm going to think of teams now.
That's what you got to do.
God.
Few teams underrepresented. Think of some of the great dynasty teams. Shane Doan 13 times.
Yes.
With Winnipeg and Arizona.
And Phoenix.
Yeah, they changed their name so many times. 10 seconds, Noel.
10
Think of some dynasty teams.
Dave Vanderchuk?
Yeah, 11 times with Buffalo. Still going. It's getting harder now. I am really proud of you guys. I like to say that. You guys are kicking ass. Eric Daze, come on, Michelle. You were doing good. You were doing great. That one's a little rough.
Oh man, I
love Eric Daze though. He was a monster.
A huge blank right now. God. How about I don't know why I was going to say McGillney, but I'm not feeling it. How about this is going to be so weird? Pavel Dimitra?
Ooh,
that's a really good guess, but that ends the game. Noel, you have won.
Damn it! Good job.
Good job, everybody. Okay, you guys want to hear who you missed?
Yeah. Who's number 2?
You're gonna get mad at some of the guys you missed. All right, Joe Pavelski, 10 times in San Jose. Peter Stastny, Michel Goulet with Quebec.
Oh yeah, Goulet. I should have had Goulet.
John McClain in New Jersey.
Okay.
Mike Gartner with the Caps.
How about Leclerc? Was he on there?
No Leclerc. Denny Savard.
Oh my God, that's really annoying.
Who was number 2?
Oh, we'll get there. Ted Lindsay, Marcus Naslin, Glenn Anderson, Bill Barber, Bernie Federico, Steve Larmer, Norm Ullman, Daniel Sedin, Ron Ellis, Dave Keon, the Roadrunner, Yvonne Corvier. You guys forgot about the Canadian dynasties. Jacques Lemaire, Boom Boom Jeffrion, Alex Delvecchio, Daniel Alfredson, Jean Beliveau. I was surprised no one said.
Yeah.
And number 2, the Chief, Johnny Busick.
Oh my God.
Wow. Sorry, number 3, Johnny Busick did it 16 times.
That is really annoying.
But you guys, out of the 69, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I will tell you how many you got here. So go ahead, talk amongst yourselves for a second.
That was
good job. What do you win? What do you win? You want a Ruth's Steakhouse gift card or something?
A $5 gift card, yeah. Don't give me a napkin. Yeah.
So out of 69, you guys got 51 right.
Wow.
Really nice there, guys. So now Noel will play me next week. Vartan, you will come up with the question.
Okay. It's all
we'll have to build a full screen, keep a running score here.
It'll be all about French second division soccer.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm good with French players because they all play for Arsenal.
No, I think these quizzes should always be about hockey, but maybe
absolutely.
Once we if like the World Series is going on, we can throw in a
World Series trivia, sure. And you know what, guys, in the comment section, what do you guys want to hear? We'll take up with suggestions as well.
Yeah, World Series 2021, that is.
Yeah, I know, right? We can do Olympic decathlon winners.
Yeah,
Haley Thompson.
Yeah.
All right, good job for the first show, guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Back next week to do it again, all right?
Yeah. And guys, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, all the places. If there's something you want us to talk about during the week, if there's something specific you want, just hit us up and we'll talk about it. And we appreciate everybody coming on and hitting us up in the live comments. It was a lot of fun. We look forward to doing this every week.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up, everyone. And sorry I'm not on social media because I'm an old crusty fucker. But hopefully next week will be better.
Correct. We'll do the best we'll do the best we can. We're gonna have an extensive post-show meeting to iron out all the kinks, and we'll be back and better than ever next week.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. Everyone, take care. Bye.